Share what you thinking, what you thinking. What's on your mind? Share what you thinking, what you thinking. Hey, what's on your mind? Share what you thinking, what you thinking. Tell me, what's on your mind? Share what you thinking, what you thinking. Hey, what's on your mind? Say what you thinking, what you thinking. What's on your mind? Share what you thinking, what you thinking. Hey.
Okay, ladies. We did this one when we did our mock-up show, but I just want to talk about it again.
Oh, Lord.
Listen, y'all. You need a new nanny. You busy, he busy. Y'all need a nanny. You get the resume of a girl that, I mean, it's outstanding. You can't say nothing about, I mean, she speaks a French and everything, okay? She do everything. She can teach the children another language, all that. You all excited about it, and you open up the door. And she just way too pretty, okay? I'm just telling you. She just bodied out all that. Are you gonna hire that girl still, or you not gonna hire that girl still? You can't. You say, I really can't. I really can't. That's discriminatory.
It is what it is.
It is. Something tells me that's about how you would say it. Thank you for having applied, but I changed my mind.
It's so good to meet you.
For obvious reasons. You cannot work here.
You are overqualified.
Well, would any of you all let us
She'd
go
have
with
to
it?
be gay. She'd have to be gay.
That don't save me.
She would never be too
gay
gay for my husband.
Gay.
That don't save you.
If
That don't-
she's no,
that don't
I don't mean if
save
she's
you.
fluid, if she's on. I
No, that
mean if
don't
she
save you.
is
That don't
completely
save you.
100%.
No.
She ain't gonna be interested.
But I just mean, are you okay with leaving a person that young and attractive in your home while you gone?
Shouldn't you be able to trust your spouse?
No.
Well, that's problematic.
So it's on
I
the
don't
one
think you're supposed to
hand.
throw meat in the cage. You
Yeah,
don't do that.
on the one hand, I want to be like, you know what, I should be able to trust. But on the other hand, I'm like, oh.
But it doesn't mean that you don't trust him. I don't trust her.
I don't trust the situation.
Right. It's
But if
not
you
either
don't
one. It's the situation. Because you have to remember, like the way human beings, how our attraction works for us, right? Number one, we're pack animals. So it's those who are in close proximity to us. Two, we get attracted to things like nurturing care. So if she's at home on a domestic front, taking care of the babies,
No.
cleaning, and she's doing all this stuff.
No.
So you ever talk to a man and what made do? How you still love your wife after all these years? Man, I saw the way she take care of our babies, man, the way she love our babies. So if the nanny is doing that,
No.
I want to be so progressive
You
and
have to
so
take your
grounded and so
babysitting
secure that I want to
services
tell you, I'd be
somewhere
like, nah,
Be
I'd be
somebody
fine.
else to do
But
it.
I'd be lying to you, so I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm just gonna say she'd have to be gay, and
Could your husband have a pretty assistant?
No.
No.
Well,
How pretty is she?
Very pretty.
I don't have a problem with it.
No, I don't.
she have
No.
to be. She have to be married.
So what's the
or
difference in
something.
having the pretty assistant and the pretty nanny? I mean, the
It's
opportunity
the
is
same
still
job.
there.
To me, you can't do it. You're fired.
Can't do it. Get
You
somebody
are the
else to
weakest
do it.
link. Goodbye.
Get
The
somebody else to
difference
do
for
it.
me with assistant and a nanny is the nanny is taking care of his babies and his home and stuff. And I get it, like, because your assistant can have, access to stuff. But again, it's the baby. Assistant ain't taking care of your babies and your house.
It's discriminatory.
It's a step.
It's
just
not
a step.
right.
It's not.
But no.
They're not quite neck and neck. The nanny is just like a little
He's
teensy
gonna
bit.
do what he wants to
But
do.
But then
Regardless,
again,
yeah,
listen
that's
to this
true.
though. Listen to this. Look at, I don't want to call no names because I don't know. Well, you know what? We ain't like we know national show. But look at what happened to Schwarzenegger house over there at their house. That lady didn't look like that. That lady looked like she wasn't gonna come in there and do
That's what I'm saying.
Had
It
a
doesn't
whole
matter.
baby.
It doesn't matter.
She was like, "Oh, you safe? Come on in," and it was not safe.
Because some men just want something warm.
Oh, right
It
now.
doesn't have to look
I'm just saying.
appealing.
You
They want something wood.
You know,
Warm.
She said warm.
but I think you just
She
have
said
to
warm.
you have to be careful about what you're bringing into your environment.
That's
Period.
true.
That's all I'm gonna say on that.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say on that.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies. What about pillow talking with your husband? Is it okay? Do y'all know that people be telling your secrets to their husband when they get home?
Oh
You know
yeah,
that?
that's all they do. Yeah, folks tell everything.
They do. They be telling. You know.
But
Yeah.
certain things
They telling.
But
not
right.
everything.
Yes, they are. Yes, they
They're
are.
telling it.
They talking.
Maybe not every.
Yeah, they talking.
Look, I don't, my husband,
Not
I
only
don't tell
that,
him
men
everything.
tell when they get home. They tell
Y'all are the exception. Folks be talking. They be talking.
We
They
talk.
be talking.
Man, I
like
don't
they
know.
telling.
Man, I don't know what Larry doing. He crazy. You know he was doing something. They be telling too.
Yep.
Where's Landis?
That's why he look at you.
They be telling all the tea. Now Landis said he not talking on that. Landis said he the secret keeper. He ain't telling all that. You ain't gonna. Landis said you ain't telling that all on me. Do we take a second break or third?
You took a second.
Do we have one left or no?
I think that wasn't it the first.
No,
Oh no, that was the
That was
second.
second.
You want to ask what?
one of the audience want to ask. I want to ask. Trying to remember her names.
Juanita?
Juanita. What do you think?
What do I think about Pillow Talk? The question on Pillow Talk?
Yes.
I just told the rest of my friends I wasn't gonna talk about professionally, I don't want to make people upset.
Okay.
But Pillow Talk, I think is good, because when you or he start talking, you better be careful about what you really gotta say. Sometimes you may lead up to trying to get some information from your husband. Say, for instance, you thought maybe, like the young lady came to the door, the housekeeper, coming, she's gonna come and take over. And you may say, oh, honey, what do you think about her? And he may say, well, what about her? I didn't see nothing different. And you know there was something different, you know, something like that. So really, you can use it to your advantage, and you can use it to your disadvantage. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Thank you.
You know, something else that's interesting too is people telling secrets. Now, my aunt used to say this, talk about telling secrets. When somebody tell you something, and then she said, "Girl, don't you tell nobody," and then you tell her, but she tells somebody, should you be mad at her for telling it?
Well, you shouldn't have told me in the first
You shouldn't have told me in the first place. I think people are usually upset that what I said got out. You know, but as my aunt used to say, if your secret is that juicy, honey, you couldn't keep it. What made you think I'm gonna be? So don't get mad at me for telling it. But I would think about that when I'm getting ready to repeat something. I'll be thinking now, do I want this repeated? Because it could get repeated. And I think about, because I think she's right. Why get mad at somebody else? You couldn't keep it. What make you think they gonna keep it? So that's a good thing to remember.
Well, I always think that anything that I release to anyone,
It can go.
is fair game. So I'm okay if it comes back to me because I knew that potential was always there, that it would
If
come
only
back.
it would come back true.
That part. That part.
You know, you be saying, I bought a black dress. By the time you get it back, you bought red shoes, a purse, and a hat. You like, I didn't even buy all that stuff.
And you got it from your husband's girlfriend.
Okay. Oh, no. That's not gonna happen.
No, that's what it
That's not
comes
gonna
back
happen.
to you as.
All right, ladies, we have our next Dear So What You Think. Y'all ready to get in somebody's business?
Let's go.
Okay, here we go. It says, since you post relationship issues, I just wanted to get some advice from both male and females. I'm dating a beautiful woman in Atlanta right now, and she has been going through some personal struggles in her life for the last 5 months, and she's become quite depressed. I have a ticket to go see her, but she feels she is not good company right now. I've tried to support her in every way I can think of, and I'm trying to be a pillar of support for her, but I see her slipping deeper and deeper into depression. My question is, how should I be there for her? I am running out of energy and ideas. Let me just first tell you, somebody running some game, but y'all go ahead. Sir, somebody is running game, sir, but go ahead.
Yeah, all of a sudden she's depressed, and I don't want to see you right now.
You don't come down right now.
So as I've had depression, I've struggled with that in my life. So if it really is, you can get to that point. There was a point where I didn't go out, I didn't see anybody, didn't do anything, and for that very reason, I didn't think.
But she way down in Atlanta by herself.
But if she depressed,
You gonna be depressed with me right there with you.
well, I would advise him to just go anyway,
Check on it.
just to check and see. Like, again, this is assuming that she really is depressed, and it's a slippery slope. As I keep saying, word is risk. When you're trying to help and support someone with depression, it's a risk. Like,
But if you're gonna grow into marriage, you're gonna be at home with the person anyway.
this is true,
So-
but they're not at that point yet. So I'm not. He said it's
Yeah.
been like the past 5 months she's been dealing with that. Like it's up to him whether or not he wants to stay and try to work and support her through that. But I would advise him to go.
I might be wrong, but the fact that she in Atlanta,
Maybe her job took her there.
something, she in Atlanta, the dating oasis of the world.
Is it? Is it the dating oasis of the world?
Well, I'm saying, you know, they be doing some strange things down there in Atlanta. You hit me with this. I don't come down
It's
here
not
right
the
now.
dating oasis
I'm
if you
too
a
sad
heterosexual
to
woman.
That's
see
what I
you.
was about to say. No, it's heterosexual ain't fair and well.
Janice,
I just
in
think
your
somebody running some
profession-
game somewhere. There is a fly in the ointment right here. Or as my auntie can said, there's a dead cat on the line somewhere.
In your profession, can it go either way? Like you said, when people, because I've experienced depression as well. For me, I want to be surrounded by people.
See, and I was
So
the opposite.
I don't.
But
I
it
didn't
can
want.
go.
Yeah, I was the opposite. I didn't want
wanna
to
be
be
bothered.
around, and it wasn't even so much that I was consciously like, no, I don't want to be around anyone. I really was so far gone that I didn't think I deserved to be around anybody.
Oh.
I thought if you were like, I'm gonna come see you, I was like, no, because I'm just gonna bring you down, and you don't deserve
You
to
didn't
be
feel like being
around.
on.
And see, for
It
But
wasn't
me,
even about
point-
being on. I really just did not feel like I was worthy of your presence. My logic at the time was, if you come into my space, I'm so far gone, I'm so deep into the abyss, I'm going to drag you down with me. And that's not, I can't do that to you, so don't even bother.
But at that point, maybe you need to take a step back away from being in a relationship
Touche.
to focus on your, your
But
mental health.
At the same time, too, if they are committed to being together, because if you marry, you don't say to your partner who's depressed, well, you know what, I know we decided to get married, but you know what, since your mental health failing, I want to take a step back from this marriage. Like you, like, so if they're in it, they're in it. Like I'm not going to debate them on that.
People do that though.
But
they do.
they do. But the thing is, you're saying like they're already in a long distance relationship,
Right.
and it's so much going on. Maybe
Hence why I said it's up to him whether or not he wants to
deal
stay
with it or
and
not.
work through that with
And
her.
see, for me, dealing with depression, I just don't have the energy to entertain people. I don't want you in my space. I just made a post on Facebook a little while ago saying I bought a house thinking I wanted to, how did I word it? Thinking I wanted to have a space that I can have people come over, when what I really did was created a space so I can be isolated. Because 98% of the month, I'm by myself. I work from home every day except for Wednesday. I go to work. But all of the other days, I'm at home by myself.
Yeah.
And I choose that. I have a cousin that stays 5 minutes away. When I decide I want to be involved with someone, I'll go over to their
Go over
house
to- yeah.
and hang out. But I probably do that once or twice a month. So for me, if I tell you I'm depressed, and I don't tell you I'm depressed, but I tell you I don't want company, don't come to my house.
See, that's why I
Because that's
said
invasive to me.
so the thing
Where
about
you live? We coming over there.
I was gonna say that, but
Don't come to my house.
that's the thing about dealing with somebody.
It's us. What you think?
Why you not picking up your phone?
Wait, let me get this last one in because number one, this cold air is about to make my cough and spell kick off because my sinuses is sinusing right now.
Uh-oh.
So let me get this last one out, y'all. Okay, a lot of this. I'm just telling y'all what I heard. Right? They said a lot of men say they don't like to date women over 40 because they are pushing marriage, and younger women are just chill. They're not, trying to make it into something that is not. Is that true or no? What y'all think?
That's not true.
Maybe 40 to 50 are pushing it, but 50 and up, we're not that pressed.
I'm in the
Speak
40
for
50
yourself.
bracket. We ain't pushing it.
I'm 50
We
and
don't
over.
want it.
What's your
We're not
secret?
pressed.
For
We're not
yourself.
pressed.
Get somebody else to do it. We don't want it.
Somebody else to do it.
Well, in my 40s, I wasn't pushing it, but I was more open to it if it was an option. But now, I don't really care.
They
if
say
it-
younger women also don't have as much attitude.
Oh, they do. I don't know. I don't know what young women they're talking about.
That is not true.
They have a whole lot of attitude.
You know, like when
We got a young one back there. Do the you back there?
She has something she wants to
She
she wants to
stay with
add something here. So
attitude.
hold on 1 second. They're gonna bring you the mic. Who are they? Men. This is what a lot of men say that are of a certain age. They say younger women don't have as much attitude.
Well, I mean, we have to just remember that, you know, this generation now is a generation of entitlement. So they have a whole different agenda than the 40s, 50s. So there's no comparison.
Now, I'm going to tell you something. When we do the panel with the younger people, that's a question I would like to ask you guys. How you all feel
We
about
have
people?
some-
No, I'm saying how you really feel, because we run out of time, okay?
Yeah.
But quickly, how you all feel about people always putting that name, that word on you all, that you all feel entitled? Do you think that's fair? Do you think that's accurate? What do you think about that? Yeah, they always said these young people now they entitled.
And they got
you know,
attitude.
like you are owed everything. Like you ain't got you just it's supposed to be like that. Do you really think that's how people in your age group think? Is it on?
Mic on.
There are some people that are entitled. I'm not one of those people. I work for what I have, and I earn
Period.
what I get. So, but I do know a set of people that just believe that just because they exist, they simply should be getting things, or just because they're pretty enough, they should just be getting things for free and men to buy them stuff. And that's not a good way to go about things, because at the end of the day, that person might want to end up controlling you because they buy you so many things, and they do for you that they might think that they can overpower you and control your mind and do. You know, you're gonna jump and you're gonna say how high.
So that's an unfair title they're putting on your generation. You think, right?
I
That's
don't.
an unfair title they're putting on your generation. You feel
Yes.
that they're entitled. See,
'Cause
Rita done raised you right.
Because it gives and takes a few every time. Like, no matter what you're talking about, it's yin and yang. So it's like, you know, it's going to be a little bit on both sides.
Look, I don't think that it is the children. I think it's the parents who are creating entitled people.
right.
I don't think it's the generation. I think it's the actual parents.
That's true.
Yeah, because I think I can agree with that. That I think sometimes some parents now, you know, I don't want my kids to have to experience this or that. You know, they ain't gonna whoop nobody. You know, I'm gonna whoop somebody. You bring them to my house. You do something you ain't got no business. You gonna get this spanking. That's all it is to it. Alice, you was getting ready to say something.
I was saying, like, kids be thinking the parents, but the parents do this. When they're, you know, talking to their kids or
Right.
disciplining kids, they don't give, I don't think they give them adequate time to explain why they did something or whatever. Because they parents just like, you did that, why you did that, why you did that? And I talk to young people, so they said, like, we tend to go to 10.
No, I'm gonna talk, I'm gonna discuss, I'm gonna show
So
you.
you stay on 1 though, but don't get to 10 first.
Let me tell you something happened to me once. I was babysitting somebody, and I said, "Get up! Don't be jumping up and down on the couch." They said, "My mama lets me jump on the couch." I said, "Don't jump on the couch." Now I done told you, stay down from there. Went back up there and got up there again. He said, "My mama let me jump on the couch." I said, "Your mama gonna let you catch this spanking too." You know, that just, see, we done talked about it. I told you, you got back up there, that's on you now. Now you got to catch this spanking.
You know, you all get the top of your own mind about, should you search your kid's room? Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna search it all the time, constantly, all the time, constantly.
Outside the house,
oh dang.
everywhere.
You think it's fair for your parents to search your room? Yes. If you're still
With
at home?
with reason.
You don't need a reason, it's your house.
And the same thing, like,
Y'all just barging in, searching?
Wait, I'm asking these young people. You think
These young
if you
people.
if you're still at home, do you think it's fair for your parents to search your room, or they should respect your privacy? You want to get you in the camera? Okay.
I think it's 50-50. If you're like under the age, I feel like that's completely understandable. But above, like, cause I'm 19, so I would understand. But well, I don't know. It's debatable.
I mean, if you're doing something that's murky, I'm not understanding what you're doing, because I don't think you should just, like you said, at that certain
If
age.
there's like trust and
Yeah.
it's like repeated actions where you can't be trusted, then
Yeah, but if you go in the room like the girl did on Good Times, she would go in there and then come out, she done had that drink and she was acting crazy. I'm going in there too. We're going to find out how you coming out of here so happy every time you come out this way. We're going to find out. Uh-huh. Oh, no.
I don't even lock my door at night when I go to bed.
Okay.
I keep my door open.
You know what?
And when I was married, well, I used to have to lock the door, when it was that time. But other than that, I tell the kids, like, now, when I stay with my granddaughter, with my daughter, her little girl goes in the room, she have the door closed. Most of the time I go in there and I knock on the door. But sometimes I just open the door and come in, because
sometimes
I don't believe in lock up the door. People used to lock their door, hide the stuff from the kids. I went to California, these people had the washing powder locked up in the room. I said, man, is it that bad? I couldn't live in there. My kids couldn't live in the house with
when
me
I was
like
growing
that.
up, I knew somebody who would get mad at her mama and lock herself in her room. And I used to call and say to my mother, I said, she locked her room and her mama was out there trying to get in. My mama said, you wouldn't have no door. See, you come back, the door be down. See, when you learn how to act with a door, you'll get a door. Anyway, y'all, we better get out of here because we're at the end of our second show. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. So tell me something. Will you all tell a friend to support our little page and channel? And we made 300 members on our page today. So yeah, we're very happy about that. Yes, indeed. So please tell a friend. We're going to include everybody, young people, older people, men, women. We try to keep the discussions interesting on that page. And the next time we have a taping, Juanita was telling me the Metro train stops just like a block from here or something. So you ain't even got to drive out here next time if you want to come. Jump on the train. And the Metro, that's nicer. A little nicer.
Ladies, listen.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Thank you for coming, for real.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I was getting ready to say, let's thank our audience,
Yeah.
ladies, for coming and hanging out with us today.
All right, you guys. Thank you for supporting So What You Think.
So what you thinking? What you thinking?
Share what you thinking, what you thinking. What's on your mind? Share what you thinking, what you thinking. Hey, what's on your mind? Share what you thinking, what you thinking. Tell me, what's on your mind? Share what you thinking, what you thinking. Hey, what's on your mind? Say what you thinking, what you thinking. What's on your mind? Share what you thinking, what you thinking. Hey, what's on your mind? Share what you thinking, what you thinking. What's on your mind? Share what you thinking, what you thinking. Hey, what's on your mind? Hey, tell me, oh, tell me. Tell me, oh, tell me.